Hello, my name is Bakr Askari, and my friend before me is Sohaib Bana. Today I will talk about how we connected this server to our laptops using SSH. First, when we turned on this server, we found out that it could boot automatically to VMware. The problem we faced at first is that VMware demanded a login and a password. Since unfortunately we didn't have no documentation nor no communication with the previous owner of this server, we decided to abandon this route and go through the BIOS menu to find out what other options we had. When we went up to the bottom BIOS menu, we found out that there is a management system called EO5. It's basically the management system that monitors all the resources of this server. When we connected to EO5, we found that to use it more efficiently and to be able to connect our PCs to this server, we needed a license key. Unfortunately, we didn't have any license keys, so we also abandoned this route. Another problem we faced is when we booted up normally, we found out that the server is configured on startup to the last known configuration. So we needed to restart and reconfigure the previous configuration of this server from these hard drives. So we decided after communicating with our professor, we decided to completely erase the one hard drive and install our own OS, which is Ubuntu. It's like an external system.
Hello. Now I'm gonna walk you through a basic setup to set up an SSH server here and an SSH client. So we're gonna be able to connect to our server remotely from the local network. First, we have to log into our server. We have to type our default user, which is NSA 2024, and we're gonna set our password, which is from 1 to 9. Now we are into the server. We can create any user. That user is gonna be used to connect to our SSH server from outside. We have already set up some users, so we're gonna be able to connect to them remotely. To set up this SSH server, first we have to install the SSH server here. The command is sudo apt install SSH. It's gonna set up SSH. We're gonna leave it with the default configuration. We can change the authentication method. For example, we can set up public private keys, but for now I'm gonna leave it with the default password authentication. The second step is to set up the networking or the firewall. In this step, we have to allow TCP 22 traffic to go into the network. We have to we have to connect to our router here. This is a local network. We have connected our server from with the Ethernet cables, and we can connect our laptop with an Ethernet cable, or we're gonna use the Wi-Fi. To get access to this network, we have a lot of choices. For example, we can connect this network to the network of our faculty to get access to the internet, or we can connect this router to our phone. Like that, we're gonna be able to get connection, so we can update the packages and install the required packages. In this router, the ports forwarding option is enabled, so this router firewall won't block any incoming or outgoing connection, but we have to set up a firewall of this server. We have the Ubuntu firewall package that's gonna help you to create a firewall locally in this server. First, we have to enable it, and then we have to enable the income and the outgoing traffic from port 2022. The command is obvious. We have just to set to type afw allow 2022. That will allow the SSH to be connected from the outside. Like that, we should be able to connect from to this server from any other machine in the same network. If the Ubuntu firewall is not installed in your server, you have to install the network manager. In this network manager, you're gonna find a lot of network utilities, such as the command Ubuntu firewall and the command that give you the IP address of the server. In my case, the command the package is already installed, so I don't need to install it. Now we have to know the IP address of this computer or this server. We have two options. The first option is to get the IP address from the terminal, or we can get the IP from the router. If the network manager is installed, you can have access to the command nmcli. You can type the command nmcli device show. It will return the IP address of this machine and other information. We just need the IP address, so we're gonna be able to connect to this server from the outside. Now I can use any device connected to the same network, same local network. For example, I have this laptop. It uses Arch. And I am in the local network. I can't connect to this server from the outside world, for example, from my home. But because this server is connected to the same network, I can connect to it just using the SSH command, using my username, the user that I have already created in the server, and the IP address of the server that I've getted earlier. Now I can just type enter, and after clicking on the enter button, I have to enter my laptop password, sudo password of my laptop, and then the password of the Bakar Scully username and password. After entering the password, I'm in the server. I can do anything. For example, I will create a file. Now I can create, for example, a main script, Python script. The Python is already installed in the server by default. I can create any script to execute my code locally. For example, I can train my model here, or do any type of code execution. For example, I've created a script .py. In this script, I have the Fibonacci code. For example, in this machine, I've created a script .py file that calculates factorial and Fibonacci sequence. I can just run this script using Python script. Running this command, python 3 script .py, and then enter. I will, for example, calculate Fibonacci, the factorial of 5, and the Fibonacci sequence of 8. And the code is executed in the server.